Welcome. Welcome to the CRCV Nation. We got a good show coming at you today. The interactive news. This right here is a guy featured in the past. Call him J.E. Today is Daylight Savings, Sunday, March 8th, 2015. The Real Clear Vote Nation's going down. All right, here's your host, CW Munn. Here it comes. I'm gonna pause this. M9 over the M8. You've been looking at going for an HTC instead of the traditional iPhone or Samsung route. This video will explain it. I'm personally not an HTC guy, so let's keep going. Have you played Half-Life? So there you have it. The virtual reality games are amazing. The graphics, gameplay. It's a great time to be alive. Okay, so it looks here like there's a bit of a controversy between Facebook and the courts in France. So that gives you a bit of an overview. It reminds me of Microsoft's antitrust battles in Europe, and Google's also come up against some European courts and litigation facing some antitrust issues. Here's more of a free speech issue, and it'll be interesting to see how jurisdiction plays out. I don't think that Facebook will win that battle. They have some sort of jurisdiction. You always have some sort of jurisdiction in a place if you're present. But Facebook does have it. Probably has some pretty darn good lawyers. So that leads us to ask, what do you like more, Facebook or Twitter? Of course, it'd probably been better to have Instagram on there because that is the fastest growing social media out there. But I still favor the Facebook. Twitter just seems like it has even more spam than Facebook. So let's hit Facebook, see what happens. Yep, we got 100% agreement on Facebook. All right, so do you prefer your PS4 over PC? This is a tech-heavy Sunday, and personally, I don't have either. I mean, I have a PC, but I don't really game much. But PS4s look pretty nice. All right, we've got the podcast going on here. And do you like Windows Mobile OS? Let's have a real quick look at that. All right, let's go into the Windows. So I hope Windows 10 is better than 8. And 8's nice on the mobiles, and it's nice on the tablets and everything, but Windows 8 on the desktop, here's where you know you've done something wrong, is when you go to Best Buy and they actually have a conversion tool that will switch your Windows 8 back to Windows 7 for $20. That ought to tell you something. I haven't met anyone that likes it on their laptops. All right, so next question is, will you ever use Google's new and latest, greatest venture that will help customers shop for auto insurance? As you might know, auto insurance is one of the most expensive AdWords on Google, sometimes going for $25 up to $50 per click. So it's not surprising that Google might want to get into that business and carve out a little bit of that income for themselves. Let's see what they have to say here. Interesting, isn't it? I don't have a problem with Google presenting insurance prices at all. And I actually do believe them when they say they're probably not planning on ever getting into the insurance business, but they are big. All right, so Forex. Are you interested in Forex? What what is Forex all about? Well, I'll tell you one thing. It's a quick way to lose some money, but it's also some quick way to make money. So let's have a quick little look at this here. A daily Forex. All right, I don't even know what this guy's talking about, but if you're into the FX trading, then maybe that helps. I don't know about these guys. Is it a random walk on Wall Street? I don't know, but that's a little too technical for my liking. How about cruising? Do you like to cruise? I'm going to say yes. So we got 100% agreement there. Is the U.S. moving in the right direction? Is the U.S. economy moving in the right direction? Let's hear from Perez on this one. So, does the government honestly think that we believe this jobs report? Do we actually believe that out of every 100 people you meet, that 95 of them are fully employed? What that number doesn't show you is, and this has been parroted back many a time, but what that number does not include is people who are underemployed and people who have exited the workforce and have exited the after 6 months of someone being unemployed, the numbers are not reported as them being unemployed any longer. So the true unemployment rate is a lot higher, and if you factored in folks being underemployed, this number is absolutely ridiculous. There's the similarities between now and the 90s are few and far between. And the reason that the economy was so strong in the 90s had nothing to do with a Democratic president in office. It had everything to do with the fact that the personal computer increased efficiency and productivity in the labor force literally at a exponential growth rate. I mean, think about that for a second. Before a personal computer was on the desk of every single, white collar or business employee in the nation, what were these people doing? Moving paper around? Think about the vast strides that were performed with the aid of first computers and then the internet. That is where your efficiency has come from. And while I'm at it, let me add the reason that the stock market's so high is that the interest rates are so low, banks are getting money at almost nothing. So of course you're going to see them investing it and borrowing at that level. And you won't see interest rates go up. I don't see interest rates going up ever. If they do, things will not go well. Let's go to the next page. All right, let's have a look at it here. It looks like we've got some problems with communication, a communication breakdown, but for what? Oh, looks like this video is now unavailable. You support this. The UC students vote to remove the American flag. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to have to pause it there, and this is going to be my last issue of the day. Of course, I do not support them. Now, the American flag, whether you like it or not, represents this nation, this country. And I'm afraid that California, usually what starts in California moves east. They're the trendsetters. They're the Hollywoods. They're what starts in California moves across this country. And that should be a frightening and sobering thought. And again, this goes back to, do you think that America needs to be fundamentally changed? I get that people want to improve upon this nation. That is patriotic. That's good. It's a good thing. It's a good thing that we have debate and we have different schools of thought. But to remove an American flag from the campus, where is the funding coming from? The UC Irvine receives tremendous amount of funding from federal funds. That's what this country stands for. That's our flag. So I hope that this is a trend that reverses. All right, folks, that's been it. That's it for today. I'm gonna leave you out with some JE. Leave you out.